Guys, it's Zuko with the birds, back again with another Shadowlands 9.2 prep video. If you guys have been looking in the news, then you might have seen, if you're looking at Wowhead or Ace of Vans or MMO Champion, they just released, they've data mined all of the set bonuses for all the upcoming sets that we're going to get in Shadowlands 9.2. So this is really exciting. We haven't had set bonuses in a really long time, right? We've been waiting for quite a while to get these back. And so these are really interesting. And I'm just gonna go through each of them with you. We're gonna go through all of them and we're gonna take a look at what they mean, and I'm going to give my thoughts on potentially what builds these are going to be good for, and how do the sets kind of lend themselves in terms of the play style for each different class and different specs. So this isn't going to be a build guide video like my usual ones. We're just going to take a break from those for a second and look at all these set bonuses. Yeah, so let's just jump right in. I'm going to have some coffee, and let's start with Death Knight. So Death Knight, we got the blood one here. The 2-set bonus, it says Heart Strike increases your strength by 1%, and the duration of Dancing Rune Weapon by 0.5 seconds, persisting for 10 seconds after Dancing Rune Weapon ends. That's really good. A huge theme with the Blood Death Knight is just getting more strength. A lot of their attacks and abilities and some of the enchantments that you can put on the weapons, on your like the Soul Forge stuff that you can do with your rune weapons or the rune words, those increase your strength. There's one that in particular that heals you and increases your strength. So this is a really core part of the Death Knight kit, is increasing your strength. And Dancing Rune Weapon is your major defensive cooldown. It copies all of your abilities when you get it out. The 4-piece set of this is actually insane. So pairing an attack causes your weapon to lash out, heart striking your attacker. And remember that Heart Strike increases your strength now by 1% and the duration of Dancing Rune Weapon by 0.5 seconds. So every time you cast Heart Strike, it'll do this. And every time you get this proc when you parry an attack, you'll also get the Heart Strike proc, which will increase the duration of Dancing Rune Weapon and give you 1% more strength, which is nuts. Last part of this is crazy. Dancing Rune Weapon now summons 2 rune weapons instead of 1. It's just like, it's bonkers, guys. It's really, really good. I think that this is going to be just incredibly strong for Blood Death Knights. I think, let me just look at this. Look at this really quick. Blood DK Legendaries. I believe there's a Dancing Rune Weapon Legendary. I can't remember what it is. Where is it here? Talents, Covenant, Overview, Legendaries. Oh, I'm crazy. I don't need those. I want Crimson Rune Weapon, this one here. Dancing Rune Weapon generates 5 Bone Shield charges. When a charge of Bone Shield is consumed, Dancing Rune Weapon, the cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. So basically what we're talking about here is, if you take this legendary here for Blood DK, and you get the full set bonus here, your Dancing Rune Weapon will be up all the time. It'll be off cooldown. You'll always be up, always be available. That's an extremely powerful cooldown for Blood DK to have. This is a really, really good set. Amazing stuff for Blood DK. Let's look at Frost DK. Remorseless Winter grants 8% critical strike chance. That's okay. Boring, but it's okay. Crit strike's fine. There's a lot of crit synergies, I think, with Frost DK, if I'm not wrong, with Obliterate. So getting crit is really helpful for their kit. It sounds kind of boring, but it will help to proc your obliterates and to get you get rhyme rolling for the Frost DK. Consuming Killing Machine fires a glacial advance through your target. That's really interesting. So Killing Machine is another one of the passive procs that Frost DK gets. So that's actually interesting. I'm not entirely sure how good that is. That sounds like it could be good, but Frost DK Glacial. I don't even remember what this does. What does this do? Summon the glacial spikes from the ground. That's a talent, right? Okay, interesting. So this is one of the talents you can take as Frost DK. So if you don't want to take that talent, I don't think you really want to always take this talent. I think there's better talents in that row. So this essentially gives you the Glacial Advance talent for free. That's really cool. Like, that's an interesting idea. Nothing wrong with that. Again, the 8% critical strike chance, actually really, really good. Just kind of maybe a little bit boring in my mind. Unholy Dk, every 5 Clawing Shadows or Scourge Strikes, Clawing Shadows is the talent that you can take. Every 5 Clawing Shadows or Scourge Strikes casts Soul Reaper at your target. Soul Reaper grants you your pet 20% attack speed for 10 seconds. That's really good. So giving your pet attack speed, giving old Timmy attack speed is really good. There's a talent you can take in the first row. Um, let's go Unholy Dk, Icy Veins. Let me just look at this really quick. Builds and talents. Let me show you the talent I'm talking about. Unholy Dk. Look at this here. Infected Claws. Your ghoul's attacks have a 30% chance to cause a festering wound on the target, which is your main, ability, main dot that you're trying to proc onto enemies. You want to putting out festering wounds everywhere because you can detonate those festering wounds with like epidemic and stuff like that, right? So you could take this talent. Ghoul's attacks have a chance to cause a festering wound, and you would combine that with this. Soul Reaper grants your pet 20% attack speed. That's good. So there's more chances. 20% more attack speed gives you more chances to get that proc. Whenever Soul Reaper's secondary effect triggers, summon an army of the dead ghoul. Wow. Wow, that's good. Army of the Dead is Unholy Dk's major cooldown. Um, Interesting. So you could combine that with this Army of the Damned. I don't know if there's any other Army of the Dead. There's probably a legendary I'm not looking at here. Death. I'm not gonna do it this way. Night Legend. I got the wrong site. I don't want this. Let's do this, please. Is this gonna work? Yep, here it is. Okay, let's look at Unholy. Unholy really, really quickly here. Unholy. That's Death Coil. No. Dark Transformation. No. Next switch has summon a Super Zombie. Oh, that's cool. Oh my god, that's really cool. So there isn't a Army of the Dead legendary here. There's some Dark Transformation ones, which is cool. What about the legendaries for the Shack of the Unworthy, Abominable Limb? No. Okay, that's fine. So this is neat though. This is good. Army of the Dead Ghouls are good. I mean, anytime you can get extra minions out, it's good. You just get lots more damage. So that's cool. The DK ones look good. I think that these are actually all very fitting. Like, you want lots of crit on Frost DK, that's fine. Glacial Advance is fine, you get a free talent. This stuff actually looks interesting. The Soul Reaper benefit, 20% attack speed. You get more Pestilent wounds going. Army of the Dead cooldown, or Army of the Dead guys going. And then this is really strong for Blood DK. Very, very, very strong. I think this is the winner of the three. Having Dancing Rune Weapon out all the time is bananas. It's very good. So, all right, let's go to Rogue. Let's look at Rogue. Let's look at Rogue. Let's get this all prepped so we're ready to go. Assassination Rogue talents, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Assassination Rogue. Shiv's debuff causes your bleeds to gain 25% crit strike for 9 seconds. That's really good. Shiv, for Assassination Rogue, I think generates 1 combo point and puts a debuff on the enemy. I forget exactly what it does, but that sounds really good. You want to be using Shiv. Shiv is not as important in the other 2 specs, but it's important for Assassination Rogue. So 25% crit chance for 9 seconds, very good for your bleeds. And then Vendetta causes poisons and bleeds in your target to expire 100% faster. Wow. What have you taken Sanguinate? Can you take Sanguinate too? Down here? Twist your blades, causing your bleed effects of them to bleed at 100% faster. Wow. So you could do like a double burst sort of build here. Look at this, guys. You cast Vendetta, you get a bunch of bleeds out, and then you insanguinate them. And it's like they're expiring 3 times quicker than normal if you have Insanguinate. I'm sure you're supposed to take Alacrity, but maybe you could take Insanguinate now. Like, imagine on a single target, you'd just be like, you'd see the numbers just ding, 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 ding. They'd be going so fast. I think that's kind of neat. That's really, really neat. I like that. Let's go to really quickly Outlaw. Is that what's next? Yep. This looked really cool. I was looking at this earlier. Your main gauge has a 25% chance to fire a pistol shot. That's so cool. So main gauge, if you guys don't know, is Outlaw's Mastery, and it basically says that your offhand attacks have a chance to trigger all of your attacks have a chance to trigger an additional attack with your offhand. So you get sort of this extra hit with your offhand, and it happens quite frequently. So now it says every time that offhand attack triggers with main gauge, that has a 25% chance to fire a pistol shot, which is great. Pistol shot is one of your generators for combo points. Let's look at the 4-piece. Pistol shot is a 50% chance to load a hidden bullet from your sleeves up to 6 times. After loading 6 bullets between the eyes as its cooldown reset and cost no energy. Wow, that's cool. Okay. Between the eyes is a finisher. It's a big finisher that has a cooldown. So that's cool. So this is just sort of more damage. I like Outlaw Rogue is probably the most random of the 3 rogue specs. It's the most like just you got to fly by the seat of your pants and you're getting procs all over the place and you got to work with it. So this is cool that they're kind of leaning into that a bit, right? They're leaning into the main gauge giving you a proc. It has a chance to fire a pistol shot. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. And then this having getting it free between the eyes is very good. Okay, Subtlety. Shadow Strike has a 20% chance to grant Shadow Blades for 5 seconds. That's insane. That's really good. Shadow Blades is their major cooldown. It gives you 50% more damage as Shadow, and I think reduces your energy costs a little bit. I can't remember what it totally does, but it's just more damage. So getting Shadow Blades for 5 seconds is bonkers. Shadow Strike is the main builder that you are using to build combo points, so you're using it all the time. Your finishing moves have a 4% chance per combo point to cast Shadow Strike on 5 nearby enemies. Wow. So if you're taking talents over here. Let's go. If you're taking subterfuge, I don't even know. No, deeper stratagem. 6 combo points. You can get up to 6 combo points now. Okay. Okay, work with me here. Or marked for death immediately puts 5 combo points on an enemy. That's another interesting idea. Your finishing moves have a 4% chance per combo point. So 6 times 4 is 24% chance to cast a Shadow Strike on 5 nearby enemies. That's really good. So you could take Deeper Stratagem and get 6 times 4 is 24%, or you could just have 5. 5 times 4 is 20% chance for your finishers to cast a Shadow Strike. And if you do like a Mark for Death, you could get these off really quickly. You like Mark for Death, finisher, Shadow Dance, Shadow Strike, finisher, Shadow Strike, finisher. That's 3 finishers you've already done. They each have a 20% chance of launching an additional Shadow Strike on 5 enemies. It's just good, guys. Really, really good. That seems pretty cool. It means that you could sort of mix and match with your talents a bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not always go deeper strategy. Maybe go Mark for Death instead. I know Hero loves the Mark for Death gameplay, so cool. Rogue stuff looks good. Rogue stuff looks really good. I think that Shadow might be the winner in terms of just straight up damage. Although I think the Vendetta stuff could actually be nuts. I actually like all 3 of them. I really like all 3 of them, guys. They're good. Rogue looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, tier set bonus for Mage. Let's go over here. La-di-da. Mage. Let's go Arcane. Is that the first one? Yeah. Okay, it's the 2 set. Increases your arcane damage dealt to enemies affected by your touch of the Magi by 18%. Okay. So 18% more damage. I think you always kind of want to have that up. I know it's got a cooldown, but after consuming 8 clear castings, your next touch of the Magi is instant, incurs no cooldown, and lasts for 6 seconds. That's cool. That's really cool. Touch of the Magi. Wow. It's let me look at this really quick. So right, this is applies the touch of the Magi to your target, accumulating 25% of the damage you deal to the target over for 8 seconds. Right, then it explodes. That's right. And for Arcane, it gives you 4 Arcane charges. So basically, they're giving you a touch of the Magi mini game now, and they're trying to say, okay, we want you to maximize how many abilities you shove into this window. How many things can you shove into this 8-second window to maximize the benefit of it? And you're going to get 18% more damage while doing it. And then you get a free one. So you could press Touch of the Magi, do a whole bunch of stuff, get a bunch of clear casting stuff, and then just as you're finished doing it, it procs and you get a second one right away. So this would be really good, guys. Really, really good, just in general. It's just more damage and it's sort of a little mini game that you get to play. Fire Mage, increase the duration of combustion by 2 seconds. Is combustion 8 seconds? Wow, combustion. It's 8 seconds, I think, right? Oh, it's 10 seconds. Okay, that's good. So 20% more time. Okay, okay, 20% more combustion time. While in combustion is active, you burn for 2% of your maximum health every second. That's fine. You can just put a shield on. And your Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames, causing your Fire Blast and Phoenix to recharge 100% faster. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. So for you guys who don't know, Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames, I think both always have, excuse me, a chance to give you a hot streak. Oops, I just went to Frost. Fire talents. Hot streak is your thing that lets you fire a Pyroblast instantly, right? Eventually. So, I wonder what you would take here. Reduces the cooldown of. I mean, Flame On is what you always take anyway, basically, right? But interesting. Get cooling down. It cools down Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames a lot quicker. That's nuts. That's actually really good. So this is just more damage, but it essentially just leans into the Fire Mage kit a lot more than it already does, than you already do. So that's good. I think it's good. Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames coming back quicker. It's just going to get you back into your getting more instant Pyroblast off more quickly. So this is good. Frost. While Icy Veins is active, your spells have a 25% chance to call down a Comet Storm on your enemy. Wow. Wow. This effect can occur more than once every 30 seconds. Enemies hit by Comet Storm take 2% increased damage from your Frost spells up to 10%. Wow. Okay. Okay, Blizzard, I see you. So you can take Comet Storm, right? Here it is. Calls down a series of 7 icy comets. 30-second cooldown. So you don't have to take this anymore. Not that you necessarily did anyway. Maybe you're taking Splitting Ice. I don't know. I don't know which one's actually the best here, but you don't have to take Comet Storm. You just get Comet Storm now for free. A 25% chance to call down a Comet Storm. I mean, Frost is like a spell slinger, right? It throws out a lot of spells. It says, while Icy Veins is active, your spells have a chance to call it down. Meaning, I think like any procs that you get from your icicles, I don't know if those count as casting a spell. To me, this reads that you need to cast the spell in order to get it. I'd love to see what the RPPM is on this. Like, obviously, it can only occur once every 30 seconds. Maybe that's what they're saying. Maybe it's like they're basically telling you that this is going to occur very quickly, and so we're going to cap it and say it can only happen every 30 seconds. But this basically gives you Comet Storm for free. That's cool. I don't mind that at all. I think that's neat. And then you can choose to take it or not. So you could cast a Comet Storm, and then get a proc of a Comet Storm, and then cast a Comet Storm again. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's some options there. Or you could just take Splitting Ice like you probably already normally do. These are all good. These are all good. Um, which one's the most interesting? I think this one is the Touch of the Magi minigame that you're going to play. I think that's very interesting. It's going to take a little bit more brain power, as if Arcane didn't take brain power already. This is interesting. This is just sort of more of the same, more of what you're already doing. And this is interesting in that it gives you a talent, and then gives you some more damage. So I don't know. Those are all good. I think it's going to be some interesting stuff for us mage for mage in general. Okay, Warlock. Give me a second here. I put all the ones that I'm most interested in at the end. Okay, just so you know. There's like Hunter and Paladin and Shaman. I'm very interested in those ones, and those are going to be at the very end. Okay, Affliction. Let's dip. Let's look over here. Warrior, Warlock, Affliction. Calamitous Crescendo. While Agony, Corruption, and Unstable Affliction are active, your Drained Soul has a 4% chance to, and Shadow Bolt has a 20% chance to make your Malefic Rapture cost no soul shards and cast instantly. It's really good. Malefic Rapture is like your big spell, right? That's really good. So again, it's more of the same. Nothing crazy going on here. But they're basically saying if you're doing your rotation correctly, you now have a chance to just make your biggest ability free and instant. Malefic Rapture's damage is increased by 15%, and each cast extends the duration of Corruption. Whoa, that's cool. Interesting. It was my impression that you start with Malefic Rapture, I think, right? I'm a little out of my depth here. Let me look at it for one quick second here. Malef Rapture. Wow. Give me a second, guys. Let me just look at this really quick. You're damaging periodic. Oh. Wait, what? I thought it was a spell. Oh, it is. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's cool. I'm so dumb. I didn't know what that did. Your damaging periodic effects erupt on all targets. Okay. So this is saying you're going to cast Agony, Corruption, and Unstable Affliction, and then you're going to obviously cast Malefic Rapture if you have a Soul Shard. And then it detonates all those abilities. And then they're basically just saying, instead, you could cast Shadow Bolt or Drain Soul, and you'll get one for free, and then you can detonate it after. And then it extends all those things by 2 seconds. It's good. So it's again, it's more of the same, kind of like Fire Mage, the Fire Mage set. Okay, that's cool. Demonology. Your Hand of Gul'dan has a 5% chance per Soul Shard to summon a Malicious Imp. When slain, the Malicious Imp grants a Soul Shard and will either deal damage to all nearby enemies of your implosion or deal it to your current target. Interesting. Hand of Gul'dan is what summons imps. If you guys don't know, it calls down like 3, 4, or 5 imps, I think, depending on how many Soul Shards you spend on it. So they're basically saying per Soul Shard you have a 5% chance now, so it's like a 20 to 25% chance to summon a Malicious Imp. When the Malicious Imp is slain, he gives you a Soul Shard back, and he'll detonate to do fire damage. So you can send him into the implosion with the rest of the imps, and he'll go in there and do more damage. Call Dreadstalkers has a 100% chance to summon an additional Dreadstalker. Wow. Okay. I mean, doesn't that mean you're just going to take the talents that are all about Dreadstalkers? That's what I'd be doing. Where are they? Demonic Calling? Shadow Bolt and Demon Alternative deck called? Yeah, look at this. Like, that's a Demonic Calling build if I've ever seen one. Right? I don't think there's anything else. Interesting. There's some Demonic Commander stuff here going on as well. If you have the extra Malicious Imp out and the extra Dreadstalker out, you're going to have extra minions out. And you can get more. Your Demon Commander could now drain more of them to empower himself. That's good. Having more minions out is good. I like that. That's really, really good. Casting Rain of Fire or Chaos Bolt has a 20% chance to make your next cast of the other free, so you're bounced between the two of them. Interesting. 20% is pretty high. A free Chaos Bolt is disgusting. Because it always crit, like, it's just, the damage is gross. When Rain of Fire or Chaos Bolt is freely cast, you summon an Infernal. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. So in Raid, I wonder if it's like worth it in Raid. It's a bit of a, it's tough, right? Because like you have to cast Rain of Fire to get Chaos Bolt to be free. But if you do, then you friggin' fire a Chaos Bolt and it summons an Infernal for 8 seconds. Hey Pig, how's it going? From the Shadows. Yeah, I just looked at that, I think, right? Where is that? Did I look at the right thing? Demonic Calling from the Shadows. Is that a legendary? Let me look at that. Let's look at Warlock Legendaries. Sorry, Pig, I didn't see you there. General. We want Demonology. So here, hand to go no. Each soul shard spent. Oh, it just increases the damage. It's a talent. Oh, sorry. We have Demonic Calling, which is for Dreadstalkers, and then you're saying, oh, here it is. Sacrifices 20% of your current health to shield you. Oh, that says Dark Pack. What the heck? Why is that? There we go. Dreadbite causes the target to take 20% additional Shadow Flame. Oh, wow. And Dreadbite is what the that's what the Dreadstalkers actually use, right? That's their ability. Okay, so this is what you would do. You take these 2 talents, right, for the Demonology stuff. Getting a 3rd Dreadstalker is crazy. Plus, getting a Malicious Imp is really good. I don't know if you caught this earlier, but I was saying, I wonder if you could take, this gives you more cause to take Demonic Consumption, because you have extra minions out. So maybe you get a fatter Demon Commander. But yeah, guys, if you take Demonic Calling for the Dreadstalkers plus from the Shadows, I mean, you're just going to be doing 20% more Shadow Flame damage all the time. And you might have a chance to just get them out all the time. Like, you might have a ton of dogs running around. So that's really good. I think the destruction stuff is disgusting. This is really good. The only issue I can think of is if you're in raid and single target, you don't really want to cast Rain of Fire, I don't think. You want to just be casting Chaos Bolt, and so you can't get this proc unless you cast the other spell. Casting Rain of Fire has a 20% chance to make Chaos Bolt free. But I mean, in Mythic Plus, I feel like this is really crazy. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Hero's just talking to me in the Twitch chat, guys. So he's talking about this is probably the choice here, but yeah, he was saying maybe Sacrifice Souls is also good too, because you're gonna have an additional Dreadstalker out, and you're gonna have an additional Malefic Imp out, right? Malicious Imp potentially. So maybe you just get more damage. Right, yeah. The destruction one seems just really good. This seems really, really good. If you get that instant Rain of Fire, it has a chance to proc the Chaos Bolt, and then you have the Chaos Bolt has a chance. I mean, both of them have a chance to summon an Infernal if you get them for free. So that's really good. I think the Warlock stuff looks really good. All three of these look good, guys. I think that, I don't know if there's a clear winner. I think that probably the destruction stuff feels like a winner to me, but this is like one of my least played classes, so I don't really know. Hero probably knows better which one of these is the best, but I think they're all really good. That's exciting. Let's look at DH for a sec. Take another drink. Let's look at Havoc. Let me switch this for a second. Havoc. Calamitous Crescendo. When Agony, Corrupt... Whoops, that's the wrong one. They don't have a name for this yet. Deadly Dance. There you go. Increases Blade Dance and Death Sweep damage by 20%. Okay, so you just do more damage. Every 5th Blade Dance or Death Sweep instantly refunds its own cooldown and cost. Blade Dance and Death Sweep. Is Death Sweep a talent? No. This is the Blade Dance line here. Must just be another ability that I've forgotten about. Every 5th Blade Dance or Death Sweep instantly refunds its own cooldown and cost. Casting this empowered Blade Dance or Death Sweep has a 15% chance to instantly refund its own cooldown and cost. Interesting. So you're just chaining Blade Dance and Death Sweep. Maybe Death Sweep's a legendary. Sorry, guys. I haven't played Havoc DH that much. So you're just chaining this back to back to back. So you'd want to take the final slash of Blade Dance, and you probably want to take Trail of Ruin, I would imagine, if you're going to have that set, because it means that you could like Blade Dance and it procs a Blade Dance, and you Blade Dance and it procs another Blade Dance, and you just keep Blade Dancing. And if you got the Trail of Ruin, doing extra damage, it's like it's just free. That seems really good. Yeah, that's kind of boring. Not gonna lie, but I think it's good. It's just more damage. Here's look at the tank one, Vengeance. Damage dealt by Immolation Aura has a 10% chance to generate a lesser soul fragment. That's good. That's fine. We already have some of that. But hold on, I'll just show you really quick. Here's a talent for Vengeance Fallout. Immolation Aura, when it bursts, it has a chance to shatter lesser soul fragments. So you could sort of double down on that. Damage dealt. Every tick of Immolation Aura has a 10% chance to generate a lesser soul fragment. That means you would also want to take this. Immolation... Nope. This one. Nope. Where's the one? I'm looking at. Here it is. There it is. Immolation Aura. Increases your movement speed, and its duration is increased by 50%. So I think Immolation Aura is like a 6-second cooldown or 7-second duration. I'm sorry. And it might go up to like a 9 or 10-second duration with this talent. And then that's what you would want, because it means that every single time this ticks, it has a 10% chance to get you a lesser soul fragment, which is what heals you when you're Vengeance. Consuming a lesser soul fragment has a 100% chance to grant you 2 seconds of immolation. Oh my gosh. Or extend an existing immolation aura by 2 seconds. Wow. It'll never go out. It'll never drop. You'll always have this up. You'll have Immolate all the time. So that means you should take this. Immolation Aura increases your armor, causes melee damage, melee attackers to suffer damage. It's not as big of a deal. Although Spirit Bomb's so good. Oh man. Spirit Bomb's really good. But man, there's so many Immolation Aura. 1, 2, 3, 4 different Immolation Aura talents that are like you need to look hard at this, guys. I think this is like a must. You might not even need to take this anymore because you're getting the duration increased all on its own. That's insane. Getting 2 extra seconds of Immo Aura is really good. It's just really, really good. So you have a chance to get lesser soul fragments, and then every time you consume a lesser soul fragment, like that's wild. It'll never go off. These are both really good. I think the Vengeance one is better. Just like pound for pound, like for survivability, the Vengeance one is really, really strong. Getting this set, it becomes an Immolation Aura build. But I think this is great, guys. The Havoc one's just more damage, just lots of damage. You could potentially chain the Blade Dances back to back to back to back, which is cool. Okay. Excuse me. Let's look at Priest. We're going to look at Discipline first. Here we go. From Dusk, casting Power Word Shield or Shadow Mend has a 15% chance to make your next Shadow Mend have no cost or cast time. Okay. That's sort of a Mythic Plus thing. Use Shadow Mend a lot more on Mythic Plus, I think. But Power of the Dark Side, which is the Penance proc. If you guys don't know, you have a chance for Penance to do 50% more damage as Shadow, I think. That's what Power of the Dark Side does, I think. Increases the effectiveness of Penance by an additional 45% and is triggered when your Power Word Radiance is cast. That's good. So you have a guaranteed Power of the Dark Side buff. And for you guys who don't know Discipline Priest, I mean, all the damage you do as Discipline Priest turns into healing for people you have buffed, right? So that's interesting. It doesn't seem like crazy powerful, but I think it's good. It might shift you into taking the proc for Penance, for Castigation. Penance fires an additional bolt. That seems like that would be pretty good. Obviously, Schism and Twist of Fate are fine, but maybe this pushes you towards a Castigation build because it's focused so much on Penance and the Power of the Dark Side buff. I'll just look it up here. I can't type. Power of the Dark Side. Shadow Word Pain has a chance to empower your next Penance 50%. It makes it 50% more effective, right? So, kind of what I was talking about there. So this is good. You get that buff for free whenever you cast Radiance, which is good. It also increases it by 45%. So instead of it doing 50%, I'm assuming it does 95%. So it basically doubles the Penance damage / healing, which is really good. So you do a Power Word Shield, then you Radiance, and now you have like 7 atonements out or 6 atonements out, and then you press, and you also get this Power of the Dark Side buff, and then you press Penance, and it does double the damage and double the healing. Therefore, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Here's Holy Priest. Your holy words begin divine conversation, increasing the cooldown reduction of your next holy affecting spell by 15 seconds. Whoa. Divine Conversation increases the effectiveness of your next holy word spell by 35%. Wow. Wow. Interesting. So they're pushing you to use your holy words more. Like holy word serenity. Like this one, guys. This is your single target one is Holy Priest. Perform a miracle healing an ally for 700% of spell power. It's a huge heal. It's a huge heal. Cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds when you cast Flash Heal. Right. So let's look at this really quick. Holy. There's talents you can take. I wonder if this pushes you away from Salvation. So Salvation's the big cooldown that most Holy Priests are going to take. In Raid, this is probably still the go-to take, guys. Absolutely. But in Mythic Plus, Look at this. Apotheosis might be huge. Reset the cooldowns of your holy words, which is this, and your holy word, whatever the AoE one is. Sanctify? I can't remember. Reset the cooldowns of your holy words and enter a pure holy form, increasing the cooldown reductions of your holy words by 300%, right? So this is all about those holy words. It's all about the holy words. And this tier set is all about the holy words. Whenever you cast a holy word, you increase the cooldown reduction of your next holy word by 15 seconds. It's kind of strange the way that's worded, but interesting. And then it increases the effectiveness of those spells by 35%, which is nuts. This already does 700% of your spell power. So this looks like it's 100% a holy word build with this set here, which is cool. I think that's actually really cool. Instead of them being used as like an emergency button, I think they're pushing you to use them more and more. Okay, Shadow. Dark Thoughts has an additional 15% chance to trigger for each shadow damage over time on the target. That's their new passive they just got this expansion. Dark Thoughts. Wow. For each of your shadow damage over time effects on a target, Mind Flay and Mind Seer have a 3% chance to trigger a Dark Thought. Dark Thought increases the number of charges of Mind Blast by 1. Right. And Mind Blast can be instant. That used to be a talent. They just baked it into the kit. So this is very cool. So Dark Thoughts, that passive that gives Mind Blast an additional charge, etc., has a 15% additional chance to trigger for each of your shadow over time effects on the target. I wonder if that means for each of them. So like Shadow Word Pain, Devouring Swarm. What's the other one? Shadow Word Pain, Devouring Swarm. There's other ones you can put on it, right? Maybe not. I can't remember. There's another one. I'm just not remembering what it is. So instead of it just being 15%, it's like 15 for Shadow Word Pain, then 30 for Devouring Storm, then if there's any other ones. Probably something else I'm not remembering. Point is, that's going to be a high chance of triggering. Very, very high chance of triggering. It already has a base chance to trigger of Mind Flame with 3% chance to trigger it. So instead, this is going to be like a 33% chance to trigger it. It's amazing. Consuming a Dark Thought causes your shadow to animate for 8 seconds. Your shadow follows you, dealing damage to your target over the duration. Wow. Okay. So this is more of the same for Shadow. They're saying if you play your kit correctly, excuse me, so you put your dots out on enemies and you hope to trigger Dark Thoughts. When you trigger Dark Thoughts, you cast your Mind Blast while you're channeling Mind Flay or Mind Seer. It just allows you to do that. So you consume the Dark Thoughts buff, and when you consume it, you then do more damage. You get this extra shadow dude who follows you for 8 seconds. So like this is just more damage all the time, which is fine. It's not super exciting, but it's cool. It's just more of what Shadow's already doing. You just get to do more of that. I think the most exciting one here by far is this. I think this is cool. This could completely change the Holy Priest build to shift into a Holy Word build, which is super cool. This Power of the Dark Side buff is stronger than it looks, I think, at first glance. I think it essentially is going to double your penance damage and healing, which is good. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, Warrior. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close to the exciting ones that I'm really excited about. Not that these other ones haven't already been exciting. They've actually been very cool. Warrior. Arms Warrior. Let me switch this really quick. Every 75 rage consumed increases the effectiveness of your next Colossus Smash or Warbreaker by up to 10%. Warbreaker is the AoE version of Colossus Smash, okay? 4-piece bonus increases the duration of your Colossus Smash and Warbreaker by 3 seconds. Wow. Wow. Okay. Colossus Smash is the main ability for Arms Warrior, and Warbreaker's down here. So normally, Colossus Smash or Warbreaker are 8 seconds. So you hit the ground, you do a bunch of damage, and then you make them take 30% more damage from you. So it's a 30% damage amp. So instead of it being 8 seconds long, it's now going to be 11 seconds long, which is good. That's very good. Every 75 rage consumed increases the effectiveness of your next class. Interesting. That's okay. That seems kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie, it seems kind of weak. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm stupid. I think this looks kind of weak, and it's also kind of boring. They're basically saying, press Colossus Smash, please, and then spend Rage, which you're gonna do anyway. But the duration of Warbreaker going up by 3 seconds is actually quite strong. From 8 seconds to 11 is fine. You get 30% more damage, so that's good. It's just very boring, but it's good. Fury Warrior. Raging Blow has a 20% chance to grant Recklessness for 4 seconds. Wow. I wonder if that's per swing. Probably not. Raging Blow hits twice. You hit with both weapons. It's probably not per swing. It's probably just in total. Raging Blow deals 50% increased damage and gains an additional charge. Wow. We already have 2 charges of Raging Blow, guys. So now it'll have 3. And you could take down here. Well, here, you could take Cruelty. While enraged, Raging Blow deals 20% more damage and has a 30% chance to instantly reset its own cooldown. Maybe this is the case for Cruelty now. To be honest, when you're playing Fury Warrior, Raging Blow is not something you want to necessarily be pressing all the time. It's a bit of a filler to just get you more rage so you can press Rampage. But maybe this would push you away from like the sudden death massacre build, because that was locking up a lot of your GCDs. You were wanting to press execute once it procced. If you got a sudden death proc, you're pressing execute right away. Oh yeah, Hero just said Crunchy Blow. That's right. I totally forgot about this. Maybe this pushes you towards Reckless Abandon. For you guys who don't know, Reckless Abandon generates 50 rage, as it says here, and then it greatly empowers your Raging Blow. It changes the names of those abilities. I forget what it's actually called. It's not called Crunchy Blow, but it's not called a Raging Blow anymore. It's called something else. Crushing Blow, maybe? Maybe just Crushing? I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, when you press Recklessness... Oh my gosh, yeah, this is totally the play. I just realized this. Yeah. You have a chance to get Recklessness for 4 seconds. Oh man. Oh man, that's really good. Holy cow. Yeah. So you should take Cruelty. This gives Raging Blow more chance to reset its own cooldown. This makes Raging Blow do a ton of damage when you're in Recklessness. And this set now gives you a chance to be in Recklessness all the time. This is crazy. You could also combine that with the new... Oh my gosh, this could be crazy, right? No. This legendary here. This. Recklessness for Fury. Sinful Surge. You go Venthyr. Holy moly, this is crazy. So guys, in 9.2, we're going to get 2 legendaries, right? You go Venthyr to get the Venthyr legendary, which says Condemn, which is your execute, extends the duration of Recklessness by 2 seconds. Plus, Raging Blow has a chance to give you Recklessness for 4 seconds. And then we take this talent that makes Recklessness become whatever, Crunchy Blow instead of Raging Blow. And it does a boatload of damage while you're in Recklessness. So, like, there's a build there. 100% there's a build there. You go Venthyr, you you pop Recklessness and then extend it. And then you press Crunchy Blow, which is, it's Raging Blow, but it's going to become Crunchy Blow. And it has a 20% chance to keep Recklessness going. And then it just does more damage and has an additional charge. That's crazy. You're just going to want to press this all the time. That looks really fun. That's really, really cool. I like that. Yeah, there's something there. That's a build right there. Does Arms have a Colossus Smash? Ooh. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Arms. Let's look at Let's look at protection. Consuming 30 rage grants a stack of Outburst. Upon reaching 8 stacks of Outburst, your next Shield Slam or Thunderclap are 200% more effective, and your next Ignore Pain is 50% more effective. Okay. Avatar increases your damage by an additional 10% and decreases damage taken. That's good. Avatar instantly grants 8 stacks of Outburst. Hello. Enduring Blow is the arms Lego that synergizes with tier sets. Let's look at that really quick. Where was it? Enduring Blow. Yeah, but it doesn't though, because it only gives you 5 seconds. It only gives you 5 seconds of Colossus Smash Pig, which means I don't think, maybe it does. I mean, maybe this increases that by 3 seconds as well. Maybe you're right. I mean, that would be the synergy. So what Hero's just telling me, guys, is that if you have this tier set for arms, you get Colossus Smash increased by 3 seconds. You take this legendary here, which says that Mortal Strike has a chance to give you Colossus Smash for 5 seconds. That would become 8 seconds. If it works the way we want it to. We're not sure, but if it does work that way, if this legendary, or if this set effect, tier set effect, applies to this legendary, then that's very good. That's what you would take, because you want Mortal Strike to be buffing Colossus Smash. Yeah. Back to arms really quick. So you get this stack of Outburst every time you spend 30 rage. That's not a lot of rage to spend, by the way. It's very easy to spend 30 rage. So you get 8 stacks, and your next Shield Slam or Thunderclap deals is 200% more effective, or your next Ignore Pain is 50% more effective. So you can either go defensively or offensively with this. And then when you pop Avatar, you instantly get the proc of this Outburst thing. So that's cool. Actually, the biggest thing I think here is that Avatar now decreases damage taken by 10%. That's really good. Yeah, and Hero's just saying that maybe Prot is going to be really busted for damage, for DPS on tanks. Although we'll get to Paladin. When we get to Paladin, hold on, just hold the phone there, because you might want to step aside for the Venthyr Paladins. But Hero's right, guys. The bottom line here is that this is a lot of damage. Thunderclap and is your AoE button, obviously, and then Shield Slam is your single target damage ability, obviously, and then Ignore Pain is your defensive button. So those are all better. Consuming 30 rage on Prot Warrior is not difficult to do at all. You'll build these stacks up really quickly, and if you pop Avatar, it gives you 8 stacks right away. So you can just pop it and slam in like Mythic Plus, right? Or pop it and Shield Slam and do a lot of damage. Avatar is going to give you 10% more damage. It already gives you 20%, right? Right? Avatar, 20% more damage. So now you're doing 30% more damage. Holy crap. That's a lot of damage. 30% more damage and 10% DR, which is, I think, actually incredibly strong. That's going to be really good. As Venthyr? Yeah. Right. So there's the other thing, guys. Hero's just talking about this again. Venthyr, for Arms Warrior, guess what it does? It extends the duration of Avatar by 2.5 seconds. When you press execute / condemn, it becomes condemn with Venthyr, right? So you pop Avatar on a pull, and you press condemn as much as possible. And condemn is giving you a shield, by the way, so it's not entirely useless defensively. It extends the duration of Avatar over and over and over again. Avatar's now giving you 30% more damage instead of 20. It's giving you 10% DR right here. And you're consuming rage, which is giving you stacks of Outburst. And then you can use that stack of Outburst on, I don't know, Ignore Pain if you want, or just hit them with a really big Shield Slam, and then go back to Condemning. So there's another build there as well. There's another Venthyr build here for Warrior that is really crazy. I think Avatar, the uptime on Avatar is going to be really crazy, right? Yeah, Condemn spends the rage. You just stay in Avatar forever. And you could actually combine that with... Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this is the wrong thing. This is the final. Here's the final piece of the puzzle here. Final piece of the puzzle. Get rid of that. Here we go. Anger management, baby. Every 10 rage you spend reduces the remaining cooldown on Avatar. So, yeah, I mean, Avatar is never going down. You're always gonna have Avatar up. It's like a 2-minute cooldown, right? It's a 1.5. It's only 1.5. Guys, this is the build. This is the prop warrior build here. Go Venthyr with Condemn, double legendary. I haven't even talked about the other legendary, right? We're just talking about this legendary for Venthyr. You could also take something over here. Yeah, maybe Thunderclap with Demo. I don't know. There's something there. Anyway, you go Venthyr with Condemn. It increases the duration of Avatar. Every time you press Condemn, it spends Rage, which means it's reducing the cooldown of Avatar because of this talent. And then you're getting these stacks of Outburst, which is going to buff the next ability that you use, and you can use it however you want. Yeah, you could take Ring. That's the other thing Hero was just saying. You could also take Ring, which is in the general. It's up here, right? Signet. You could go Signet as prop. When you pop Avatar, you might get a Blade Storm. You might get Recklessness. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. And then maybe you extend the duration of both. You extend the duration of Recklessness and Avatar. Oh my god, there's so much there. There's so much there, guys. But let's move on. I think that Warrior's looking good. All three of these look really good to me. I love Fury. I love this. I love that this could make a Raging Blow build and maybe cause you to take the other talent that we were looking at, right? The one that gives you Crunchy Blow. I don't know. I don't know what it's actually called, but like that's exciting. And then this is actually okay. I think this is okay. It's not too spicy, but these two are crazy. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, Druid. Let's look at Druid really quick. Balanced Druid. I don't play Balance really at all, so I know lots of people do though. Entering Lunar Eclipse creates a Fury of Elune at 25% effectiveness that follows its current target for 8 seconds. That's crazy. Fury of Elune is a talent. I don't know if people were taking this talent anyway. I think people were in Mythic Plus in particular. It's down here. Fury of Elune. That's one of your final. So you could basically move away from Fury of Elune now because you're getting it for free, and you could go New Moon and do the whole New Moon stuff, or Solstice maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Take Fury of Elune and cast it, and then get a free proc of it as well. That's pretty good. While in an eclipse, the cost of Star Surge and Starfall is reduced by 20%. Wow. Okay. That's okay. I don't know. 20% doesn't seem like that much. Increases around. Sure. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. The second half of that is sort of like meh to me. It's okay. This first part seems cool. It means you could not take Fury of Elune if you don't want to. Although, or you could just take it and then be getting all these procs and just be doing giga damage in AoE. Probably really, really good if you just stick with it. Feral Druid. This I'm excited for. I hope Feral gets something good because I feel like Feral's needed something good. Each combo point spent reduces the cooldown of Incarn or Berserk. Wow. Okay. Okay. While Berserk ends or Incarn ends, you lacerate all nearby enemies, dealing 700% attack power bleed as over 10 seconds. Holy crap. And the bleed benefits from mastery because the kitty mastery is more bleed damage in particular. It's very specific about bleed damage. So that's insane. That's insane. I wonder. Give me a second, guys. Legendaries. Give me a second. There's a Berserk Legendary here. This combo point generating abilities reduce the cooldown of Berserk or Incarn by 0.2 seconds. During Berserk, your combo point generating abilities cause the target to bleed for an additional 150. This is cool. Maybe you could take this now. Frenzy Band, sorry. And then you're getting a 0.5 second reduction here for each combo point spent. And then you're getting a 0.2% reduction for every combo point generated. These are the two differences here. 0.2 seconds for each combo point generated and 0.5 seconds for each combo point spent. That's good. So that's your major cooldown. Berserk / Incarn, that's your major cooldown. That's good. I like the lacerate part. I think this is great. It might be a little tricky. You want to be watching when Berserk's going to end. Like, it would suck if you Berserked and then, like, the pack died, and then your Berserk ended afterwards. That could be kind of crappy, but I'm sure you could figure this out. That's a very powerful effect. On raid bosses, this is guaranteed to hit every time, so it's very, very powerful. I like that. I think that's good. Okay, Bear, Guardian Druid. Casting Barkskin causes you to go Berserk for 4 seconds. That's really good, actually. I'll show you why in a second. Because you can take Incarn. When Berserked, you radiate cosmic damage to nearby enemies and heal yourself. Whoa! What? That's insane. That's really good. That's really good. Barkskin's can be a 30-second cooldown. Look at this. Barkskin. You can reduce the cooldown of Barkskin by 33%. It's like a 45-second cooldown baseline. So you can bring it down to a 30-second cooldown. Holy crap, that's really good. Casting Barkskin causes you to Berserk for 4 seconds, and then you're going to deal cosmic damage to everybody and heal every second. Wow. Here's Incarn. This is why I said it's good with Incarn. Incarn gives you 30% of your max HP. So if you press Barkskin and you get Berserk / Incarn, you get 30% more health, I think. That's how I'm reading it. Only for 4 seconds. I get it. It's only for 4 seconds, but like, Freg, maybe this is worth taking. I mean, it's often worth taking anyway. There's also a legendary you can take. I mean, there's the Berserk one you can take here. So you can reduce the cooldown of Berserk. Because like this effect here, while you're Berserked, you radiate damage and heal yourself. Get me Berserk back quickly, please. Incarn also reduces the cooldown of Berserk by 30 seconds. Oh no, sorry. It doesn't. The legendary does. Where's the legendary? Guardian Druid Legendary. This one here. Incarn or Berserk gives you 25% increased damage, 15% leech, immunity, and cooldown is reduced by 30 seconds. So like, whoa. Yeah, this is nuts. This is really good. Then you could take that with Convoke if you wanted and just do a crazy Convoke, right? I mean, that would be good. Hero was just saying the feral stuff with Convoke would be pretty nuts. Yeah. So you press Berserk and then you Convoke, and then you're getting combo point. Yeah, that's actually so true. You're overlapping there because when you press Convoke, it just fires off like 12 spells right in a row, and so those might be combo point generators or those might be combo point spenders. Ooh, that's actually a really interesting point. What if? Yeah, and here's what I'm wondering. The combo point spenders that go off when you press Convoke, they usually go off as 5-point spenders, not 1-point spenders. So you'd be getting, like, if you get 3 or 4 ferocious bites in a row, they all count as 5-point ferocious bites, which means each combo point spent reduces the cooldown. That means you would get 2.5 seconds for each one of those ferocious bites. 2.5, 5, 7.5 seconds, 10. Like, man, the cooldown of Convoke or of Incarn would be back in like 2 seconds. Yeah, that's a really crazy combo for Feral. This seems completely crazy to me for Bear. Like, Guardian Druid is going to be incredibly strong. Barkskin can have its cooldown reduced. Every time you press it, you get Berserk and you're doing AoE damage and AoE healing. You can take Incarn, which gives you more max health. So you press Barkskin and now you get 30% more max health from the proc on your tier set. On top of that, you can take this legendary that reduces the cooldown of Incarn to get it back quicker. There's so many good things there, guys. It's really good. Here's the one I was looking at the other night. This is actually really cool. This looks really cool. Here we go. Resto Druid. Swift Mend. Heals for an additional blah mana spell power for each periodic healing effect on the target. Swiftman heals 4 nearby allies for 25% of its healing done. Okay, let me just. I did a video on Resto Druid a minute ago, guys. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out. And I showcased the Convoke the Spirits combination with Swiftman. So I was taking Soul the Forest, which obviously every Resto Druid takes. Obviously. I'm kidding, nobody does. Here's the Soul of the Forest buff. When you press Swiftmen, it buffs the healing of one of your next abilities, like by a lot. And if you take Convoke the Spirits, it channels a bunch of spells. I think for Resto Druid, it channels 9 spells, not 16. They kind of nerfed it a bit. But while you're convoking, you have a chance to cast Swiftmen in the Convoke, and I showcased that in my video. And so with this set bonus here, you're going to get free extra healing from the free Swiftmen that you're casting, and Swiftmen's going to heal 4 people. So when you press Convoke, if it throws out a Swiftmen, if you get lucky and it throws out like 1 or 2 Swiftmens, that's now AoE healing on the group. Also, if you combine this with the Druid, the Resto Legendary that I was using the other night, which is this, if you have a bunch of hots out on everybody and you're throwing out Swiftmens, it will add 10 seconds to all of the hots that are on everybody that you hit with Swiftmen. So Convoke can like just cast Swiftmens for free, and it will increase all their hots by 10 seconds, which is nuts. There's some really great combinations here, guys, with Swiftmen, with something like Soul of the Forest, getting the Swiftmen buff, and then taking the legendaries, the Swiftmen legendary, which will be able to get 2 legendaries, right? So take the Swiftmen one, and then take the Convoke one. That gets Convoke, reduces the cooldown of Convoke, bringing it to a 1-minute CD. Very, very powerful. I think this is going to be very strong for Resto Druid. Really good stuff. Okay, moving forward. Hunter. Let's keep going. Beastmaster Hunter, Killing Frenzy. Your kill command, critical strike chances increased by 15% for each stack of Frenzy your pet has. Wow. So your Barb Shot, guys, for Beastmaster Hunter, your Barb Shot sends your pet into a frenzy, and you can stack multiple Barb Shots up. Hero, do you remember how many Barb Shots on stacks on average are you getting? Like 3 or 4? Do you know from some of the dungeons you've done? That'd be interesting to know. Kill command critical hits increase the damage and cooldown reduction of your next Cobra Shot by 40%. You can keep it at 3. Okay, so the Barb Shot Frenzy, guys, maxes out at 3. So it says here, basically, let's read this. Your kill command critical strike chances increase by 45%, basically. If you're playing correctly, you'll have almost 50% more crit chance on your kill command. And kill command's a lot of damage, so it's from your pet, right? So kill command critical hits increase the damage and cooldown reduction of your next Cobra Shot. So Cobra Shot reduces the cooldown of kill command. And now it's saying that if your kill command critically strikes, now your Cobra Shot will further reduce the cooldown of kill command. So this is just that cycle that you want as a BM hunter. You want your kill command coming back off of cooldown as much as possible. And this helps you do that, and it makes it do a ton of extra damage. It basically is going to give it a guaranteed critical strike chance because BM hunters run a lot of crit anyway. Okay, Marksman Hunter. Looks like around 6% damage increase up to 80% overall for BM with the 4-piece. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is just more damage, but I think more importantly, it's getting your kill command back. It's going to get your kill command back more quickly, which is cool. And then just give you more damage. Marksman Hunter, your trick shots now also increase the damage of the affected shot by 30%. That's good. So trick shots, guys, whenever you cast multi-shot as a Marksman Hunter, your next like rapid fire or aim shot will bounce to other nearby targets. So now it's saying that those extra those bounces that you're getting will now do 30% more damage. So this is an AoE buff right here. Spending 80 focus grants you 2 charges of trick shots. Wow. Wow. Just for free. So you don't even have to press multi-shot anymore if you don't want to. That's really cool. That's really interesting. So you can sort of funnel single target focus spending. You can funnel that into AoE trick shots. Like that's what trick shots is doing, is giving you the AoE bonus. Let me just make sure I'm right about that. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. When multi-shot hits 3 or more targets, your next aim shot or rapid fire will ricochet. Yep, that's what it does. So this is strictly AoE, guys, for Marksmanship Hunter. Maybe they thought that they were lacking in the AoE department. I thought Marksman was okay for AoE, but this is kind of cool. So you don't actually have to spend multi-shot to get the trick shot bonus anymore. You just have to spend 80 focus. Obviously, in AoE situations, you're going to be pressing multi-shot. Don't get me wrong, but it's just interesting you have some flexibility with that now. So that's cool. Survival Hunter, here we go, baby. This is the most exciting of all the hunter specs. Everybody loves Survival Hunter. Oh, Mad Bombier. It looks like a Wildfire Bomb one. Here we go. When kill command resets, it has a 40% chance to make your next Wildfire Bomb incur no cooldown. That's insane. That's insane. Your Wildfire Bomb deals 30% more damage. The bonus is increased to 80% for bombs that get empowered. Wow. Okay. That's really, really good. Kill command, for you guys who don't know, on Survival Hunter, kill command resets like all the friggin' time. It's back all the time. It's one of the most common buttons that you press. That's really good. So you could take Wildfire Infusion. There's a lot to read there, but I'll just break it down really quick. This buffs your Wildfire Bomb, and it breaks it up into 3 different kinds of bombs. So with Wildfire Infusion, one of the bombs that you throw causes your kill commands to guaranteed reset. So this says when kill command resets, there's a passive part of Survival Hunter that can cause kill command to reset itself, but there's a Wildfire Bomb infusion that you can pick that guarantees you will get the kill command reset. So what I'm trying to say is you should take this. You should absolutely take Wildfire Infusion and then take Guerrilla Tactics. You want 2 charges of Wildfire Bomb, and you want the guaranteed kill command reset. And if you take those 2, this is going to occur all the time. Basically, you're going to have that 40% chance to make Wildfire Bomb have no. You're just going to be throwing bombs all day. You're just going to be chucking Wildfire Bombs all day. It's never going to end. That's really, really cool. Obviously, on top of that, guys, you're going to take the Wildfire Bomb Legendary, which is Wildfire Cluster, right? So you get 2 legendaries in 9.2. This has got to be one of them with this tier set. Every time you throw Wildfire Bomb, it drops a cluster of other bombs. Like, are you kidding me, man? You're just going to be chucking bombs. It's the only button you're going to be pressing. So I'm actually really excited about this. I think it's nuts. I think it looks really good. Excuse me. Okay, let's move forward. Paladin! Let's go! This is my main, baby. If you thought Prot Warriors were doing damage, well, just hold on to your butts, okay? Because Paladin stepping up to the plate. Let's look at Holy Paladin. Casting Word of Glory causes your next Light of Dawn to heal for 50% more and cast twice. Wow. There's a 30-second cooldown on that. That's insane. Casting Word of Glory causes your next Light of Dawn. Light of Dawn is your AoE heal on Holy Paladin. It's going to be 50% better, and it's going to trigger twice. That is absolutely insane for this couple reasons here. Hero's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Look at these talents, guys. Are you ready for this? Awakening, Word of Glory and Light of Dawn has a 15% chance to give you wings. And Divine Purpose, Holy Power abilities, which is Light of Dawn and Word of Glory, have a 15% chance to make your next Holy Power spender free and do more damage. Like, are you kidding me? This is going to cause Light of Dawn to cast twice. On top of that, excuse me. Oh, get rid of this. Get rid of it. Legend. Here it is. Sorry about that. There we go. Here we go. Nope. Nope. Sorry. Here it is. Guys, look at this. Guys, look at this. Like, okay, work with me here. Watch this. Your Holy Paladin. You go Necrolord. You throw your Vanquisher's Hammer. It's going to cause your next Word of Glory to trigger an additional Light of Dawn. Okay? That means, or sorry, it just triggers one, but it's going to trigger a free Light of Dawn all on its own. With this set, that Word of Glory is also going to cast. Oh, that Light of Dawn that you get is going to cast twice. Interesting. I'm trying to read this. So it says the next Light of Dawn that gets cast is going to heal for 50% where and cast twice. So basically, you're going to throw your gavel, and it's going to, and then you're going to cast Word of Glory. That's going to trigger a Light of Dawn. That triggered Light of Dawn is going to trigger a second Light of Dawn, and they're going to be 50% better. So that's interesting. I think that's really, really good. It only happens every 30 seconds, obviously. Each target hit by Light of Dawn has a 100% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown of Avenging Wrath by 2 seconds. Holy cow. Wow. Each target hit by Light of Dawn. Whoa. It doesn't say each target healed by Light of Dawn, by the way. Yeah, it's +2 Light of Dawns every minute, which is 2 more Awakening and Divine Purpose procs. But look at this. Each target hit by Light of Dawn, not healed, each target hit by Light of Dawn has a 100% chance to reduce remaining cooldown of Avengers. That's like Light of Dawn has like a 5-second or a 5-person cap or a 6-person cap, right? Light of Dawn, 5 injured allies. So 10 seconds. You're getting 10 seconds off of wings, and you're getting a chance to proc wings twice. 1 Word of Glory gives you 3 chances to proc wings. 1 for the Word of Glory, 2 for the 2 Light of Dawns. That's crazy. That's very good. I feel like this really fits into the Necro playstyle really, really well with this gavel where you're automatically. But anyway, you can obviously play whatever you want. Okay, let's look at Protection Paladin. Casting Shield of the Righteous. We love casting Shield of the Righteous, don't we? We love pressing that button. Increases your block chance by 4%, stacking up to 3 times, so 12% block. Blocking an attack has a 33% chance to cast Judgment on your attacker. Huh. Could be interesting with this talent here. Judgment of the Light. Nope. There, yeah, here it is. Judgment causes your next 25 successful attacks. So you could heal everybody with this Judgment proc. Every time you block, you have a chance to throw a Judgment out, and then you can heal everybody with this Judgment here. I mean, I like taking Hand of the Protector, obviously, but this is a bit of a miss to me. I think this is kind of like meh. Block chance by 12% is actually no joke, though, because it stacks up to 3 times and it lasts 15 seconds. That's going to be up forever. I already, if you take this Holy Shield talent, you get 15% more block. So 27% more block if you combine the two. That's a lot of block. That's a lot of block, and it's a lot of judgments. You're right. Hero is just saying it's a lot of free judgments, which just give you holy power. So you do get, yeah, you might get actually just a lot of holy power. Sorry, that's true. HPO generation would probably be really good, and the block chance is actually fine. 12% plus this is 15. That's 27% more block. If you take a bit of mastery, you might have like 60% block or something. Yeah, and Shield of the Righteous is off the GCD, so you can just spam a llama. You can spam it. That's true. Yep. That's actually good. That's good, guys. That's really good. I think actually the Light of Dawn one's a bit better, but there's nothing wrong with this. This is cool. All right, Rep Paladin. When you benefit from Art of War, you get Seraphim for 2 seconds. Oh my goodness. Seraphim, guys, for Ret, gives you 8% haste, crit, and verse. So that's fine. 2 seconds is not that long, but whatever. Art of War has a 50% chance to reset the cooldown of Wake of Ashes and Blade of Justice. Wow. Instead of Blade of Justice. Wow. So guys, if you don't know, Art of War is a passive thing that causes your attacks to reset the cooldown of Blade of Justice, and Blade of Justice is it's a holy power generator, and it does damage. It does a lot of damage. But instead, they're saying Art of War is going to give you a chance to reset Wake of Ashes, which is like It's this massive. It does radiant damage. It sends out this like splash of damage. It does a lot of damage, and it generates 3 holy power instead of 2. So that's insane. I mean, this is insane for Ret. It's really, really good. The Seraphim bonus is almost kind of meh. I wish it was like 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds, because that's not very much. Although you do benefit from Art of War a lot, and let me just show you a talent really quick. You could just take this talent here. This one, Art of War resets the cooldown of Blade of Justice 100% more often. So this is essential. You'd have to take this for sure. Because every time you get the Art of War thing, you might get Wake of Ashes instead of Blade of Justice. So this is a really, really good talent here. This is what you would want to take. The rest of it doesn't matter as much. This is the only one that would actually change things, but that's nuts. Art of War resetting the cooldown more often, like that's good, guys. This is just good. It's just more damage. Really exciting. In terms of the damage that Prot is going to be able to put out, I think Hero and I were talking the other day about this. If you take the Ashen Hallow Legendary, you go Venthyr, you get the Ashen Hallow Legendary, which is, by the way, Ashen Hallow does damage in an area, and then you may use Hammer of Wrath on any target while you're standing in the Ashen Hallow, and it does 100% more damage, which is ridiculous. And then on top of that, you go and you take, what was it? Mad Paragon. Hammer of Wrath deals 30% more damage and extends the duration of Avenging Wrath. So, like, you drop Ashen Hallow, and then you press Wings, and you start throwing Hammer of Wrath. And it's going to do it's going to do 130% more damage, and it's going to extend Wings by 1 second, which is just stupid. Imagine this on Holy Paladin with this set. It also extends Wings. Each target hit by Light of Dawn cools down Wings. Sorry, cools it down. You put down Ashen Hallow as a Holy Paladin. You throw Hammer of Wrath, which extends Wings. And then you start doing your Light of Dawn stuff. You cast Word of Glory. You get the Light of Dawn proc. It reduces the cooldown of Wings. You throw Hammer of Wrath. It extends Wings. You reduce the cooldown of Wings. You extend Wings. By the time your Wings is done, it'll be back again. Plus, you have all the chances to proc Wings. It's just, I don't know. The Paladin stuff looks gross. It looks really, really good. And this prot one looks better than I first thought it did. Defensively, this looks insane. 12% block is really good. So that looks really, really good to me. All right. Moving forward, Monk, Hero. We're getting into the Monk stuff. You ready? You ready for this? Here we go. Brewmaster. Let's just go to Brewmaster here. Targets ignited by Breath of Fire deal an additional 4% less damage to you. Breath of Fire already causes targets to do less damage to you. I think it's 10%. 5%. It's 5% less damage. So now they do 9% less damage to you, which is good. It's additional less. Oh, it's not more or less? That's funny. Breath of Fire empowers your next Tiger Palm or Blackout Kick, increasing shuffle duration and brew cooldown reduction by 100%. Holy cow. Talk about Celestial Brew cooldown. Also, Bone Dust Brew. 100% cooldown, more cooldown reduction on Bone Dust Brew. Like, hello? For you guys who don't know, every time Brewmaster chugs one of their brews, or no, sorry, every time they use their abilities like Keg Smash, it reduces the cooldown of their brews by a certain number of seconds. Keg Smash is 3 seconds. Those brews that counts towards Bone Dust Brew. It counts towards Celestial Brew. This is Celestial Flames, but there's a Celestial Brew that you get. Breath of Fire empowers your next Tiger Palm or Blackout Kick to increase your shuffle duration by 100% and your brew cooldown reduction by 100%. That seems pretty good. Okay. You think it reduces the cooldown of the brews by 100% more than it normally does? You think so? That's only one. Tiger Palm only reduces it by 1 second. So you're saying it only reduces it by 2 seconds then? Tiger Palm. But Blackout Kick, what does Blackout Kick reduce your brews by? 1 second? I don't think Blackout Kick does it at all. Blackout Kick Brew. Strike for Brewmaster, it grants shuffle for 3 seconds. It doesn't, it just gives shuffles. Here's what I'm thinking, Hero. I'm thinking that it's not tied to the Tiger Palm thing because Blackout Kick doesn't have a base brew cooldown reduction at all. I don't understand what this means then. Breath of Fire empowers your next Tiger Palm or Blackout Kick, increasing shuffle. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Sorry. They need to word this better. So here's what this says, guys. Breath of Fire either causes your next Tiger Palm to reduce your brews by an additional 100%, or the Breath of Fire causes your next Blackout Kick to increase your shuffle duration. Because it increases, because it does shuffle duration, it does shuffle by 3 seconds. So instead it would do 6 seconds of shuffle, or your Tiger Palm would reduce your brews by 1 more second. Okay, you're right, it's not that crazy. I mean, it's okay. That's a longer shuffle and more cool. It's okay. It's not great though. Yeah, you do always have shuffle. Because you're gonna press like Keg Smash, right? Which Keg Smash does both, doesn't it? Keg Smash grants shuffle for 5 seconds and reduces the remaining cooldown of your brews. So like, when are you not gonna have shuffle? You're always gonna have shuffle because Keg Smash it's such a low cooldown, man. It's an 8-second recharge. Like, I don't know. This seems actually kind of bad. You're right. This kind of seems bad. That's disappointing. I hope they test this stuff and realize that this is bad. Huh. Let's move forward. Mistweaver, Essence Font residual healing lasts an additional 2 seconds. So when you press Essence Font, it fires out bolts of healing, and then those bolts accumulate an extra residual healing afterwards. That's what this is talking about. Essence Font residual healing lasts 2 additional seconds, which is okay. Drinking Thunder Focus Tea summons a Progenitor Rune of Healing, increasing all healing dealt while inside its bounds by 123. I don't know if this number is going to change, guys, but it feels like that's just a placeholder. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I don't know. This seems like bad. Generally speaking, guys, having like a zone that you put down on the ground that you have to stand in is kind of bad for raid bosses. So I don't know. Usually you have to move a lot. This seems sort of bad in general. Not really exciting, unfortunately. Windwalker Monk. You ready, Hero? Windwalker Monk. Here we go. Fist of Fury damage by 40%. I don't know if that applies to the monks that you summon with the Venthyr ability. It probably does, right? They cast Fist of Fury. The Fallen Order monks cast Fist of Fury, right? Imagine if they get 40% more damage. On top of that, after 10 offensive abilities, your next 3 offensive abilities deal 22% more damage. So it's kind of like lame, but it's just more damage. Fist of Fury damage by 40% is cool. That's a lot more damage. And then after you do 10 offensive abilities, your next 3. So like you can game this, which is a little bit nice, kind of. I guess you're hoping that like you get a Chi proc at the end of this. Once you've cast 10 abilities, hopefully you get a Chi proc and you can spend it on this 22% more damage, right? Yeah, it seems it's okay. It's just extra damage, I guess. Not too crazy. Yeah. Overall, these are actually really disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. This might be the most disappointing of all of them. Of all the different classes, the different tier sets, these seem like this brew one seems kind of pointless. Like Hero was saying a second ago too, Breath of Fire has a long cooldown. There's other ways to put Breath of Fire on enemies, like if you take Celestial Flames, but this second part is kind of really lame, I think. You're always going to have shuffle anyway. You don't need to increase shuffle duration. You need to increase like stagger amount. That would be a better one if you got more stagger amount or something. Because that's really what you want. You want to reduce your stagger. This Mistweaver one just seems standing in a zone, a progenitor rune of healing zone is like very difficult to pull off all the time. Especially if you're fist weaving. You're gonna be up front. I don't know. This is just more damage. It's boring, but it's more damage. So that's fine, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what I think. I think the Paladin ones are the most exciting to me. Obviously I'm a Paladin main, so that's the way it's gonna be. But genuinely, oh, I didn't do this one yet. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot the last one. Ah, we forgot the last one. Okay, let's move on. Move away from Monk. Monk is a little sad. I'm kind of sad about that. Hopefully they get it into testing and they find that it's bad and they change it. Shaman, guys, here we go. The final one. This is so huge. The Shaman ones are looking spicy. Here we go. Elemental Shaman. Let's switch this really quick. While your Storm Elemental and Fire Elemental are active, your Lava Burst deals 20% more damage and you gain Lava Surge every 8 seconds. This is just more of the same. This is stuff that you're already doing anyway, guys. Sorry, I'll turn that down. This is stuff that you're already doing anyway. There's nothing really crazy going on here, okay? So, yeah. This is more just regular elemental gameplay. Casting Lava Burst extends the duration of Storm Ellie or Fire Ellie by 1.5 seconds. If your Storm Ellie or Fire Ellie are not active, spending Maelstrom has a 20% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown by 10 seconds instead. That's really good. So your major cooldown, which is it's going to be your Fire Ellie or Storm Ellie. If you talent into it, you can take Storm Ellie right here. That's your major cooldown. It's 2.5 minutes long. They're basically saying that if you don't have it up, we're gonna get it up. If you do have it up, it's gonna stay out longer. And while it's out, while your major cooldown's running, Lava Burst deals more damage, and you get Lava Surge, which is great. It's fantastic. Lava Surge is great. That's fine. This is just more damage and more big cooldowns happening all the time. When you do have your Storm Ellie or your Fire Ellie out, they give you some really fun buffs. They're really, really strong cooldowns. So don't get me wrong, this is good. It's just it's not crazy exciting, but it's really good. Enhancement Shaman, here we go. This is my big one, boys. Spending Maelstrom Weapon has a 3% chance per stack to summon a Feral Spirit for 9 seconds. This is absolutely bananas. It's absolutely crazy. I'll show you why in a second. Let's read the second half of it. If your Feral Spirits attacks have a 20% chance to trigger Stormbringer, resetting the cooldown of your Storm Strike, which is also very, 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 very good for this build. I'll tell you why. The build that I'm going to run, guys, in 9.2 is going to be a dog build. So you take Elemental Spirits, so you reduces the cooldown of them, and they have a bunch of buffs, Fire, Frost, and Lightning buffs. Very, very powerful buffs. This has a chance to just summon a Feral Spirit, and if you have this talent, it summons a spirit that's imbued with one of these elements, so you just get that for free, which is very cool. On top of that, your Feral Spirits each have a 20% chance to trigger Stormbringer, which gets you your Storm Strike back, and that's helpful because you're going to take Elemental Assault, which means that every time you press Storm Strike, it now generates 1 stack of Maelstrom Weapon, and that's important because we're getting there, guys. It's coming full circle. It's coming full circle. You want to be generating stacks of Maelstrom Weapon, guys, because every time you do, you're gonna reduce the cooldown of your dogs. Okay? Witch Doctor Bones. Whenever you gain a stack of Maelstrom Weapon, the cooldown of Feral Spirits goes down by 2 seconds. Okay? In my other Enhancement Shaman video, I was showcasing this in action. I actually reduced the cooldown of Feral Spirits so fast that I had 2 sets of dogs going at the same time. I had 4 Feral Spirits out at the same time. Okay? Spending Maelstrom Weapon has a 3% chance to just give you a dog, and then your dogs have a chance to give you Storm Strike back. Storm Strike with Elemental Assault Every time you cast it, it gives you a stack of Maelstrom Weapon, and getting a stack of Maelstrom Weapon reduces the cooldown of the dogs. So it's just like dogs reduce the cooldown of the dogs. Your Storm Strike reduces the cooldown of the dogs. Your attacks have a chance to just bring out a dog for free, and the dogs are giving you buffs because you're taking this talent down here, which makes them very, very powerful. It's full circle, guys. The second half of it is that you're going to take this legendary over here for the Night Fae, which every time you channel Fae Transfusion, it also massively reduces the cooldown of the dogs. 54 seconds it takes off of the dogs. So that's what we're talking about. This build is going to be absolutely crazy. It's the build that I'm going to be trying to run in 9.2. For my DPS class that I'm going to play. I'm going to play an Enhancement Shaman. I'm going to go get this tier set. I'm going to have dogs for days, man. Excuse me. It's going to be really good. Here's the final one, guys. The last set bonus. Chain Heal. This is really good. I'm really glad Chain Heal is getting some love, because we haven't seen a real Chain Heal focus build in a long time. Chain Heal's critical hit chances increased by 30% on all targets when it's cast on someone affected by your Riptide. That's really good. Chain Heal criticals reduce the remaining cooldown of Spirit Link. Wow. Wow. That's really good. That's really good, guys. Huh. Spirit Link is like a 3-minute cooldown, obviously. It's your big 3-minute cooldown for Resto Shaman. It's probably the most important healing cooldown in the game, or one of the most impactful ones anyway. So basically what you do is Riptide, the tank of a raid, or whoever you're going to Riptide, whoever you're going to cast Chain Heal on, you just make sure you Riptide them first. And then you get 30% more crit. And anytime it crits, it reduces the cooldown of Spirit Link. So you want to be casting Chain Heal all the time. So you're going to take High Tide. We're going to get away from Wellspring. And instead, we're going to move to High Tide. Okay? On top of that, you might be able to take something like Deluge. Probably not, though. Let's just pretend like maybe you could. This just makes Chain Heal hit for 20% more when it's cast on somebody who has your Riptide. That's pretty good. But bottom line, guys, you're going to be taking High Tide. And then Shaman Legendaries. You really could try Jonats. I don't know. You could try Jonats. I don't know. Like maybe it's time for Jonats. Healing Wave and Healing Surge increase the healing done by Chain Heal. You combine that with High Tide, you're getting a huge, juicy Chain Heal, and it's almost guaranteed to crit because you have 30% more crit because you're throwing it on somebody who's a Riptide. I don't know, guys. There's something there. Sorry, I realize that I'm like glowing now. It's because the sun went down. We're just gonna here. Let me change this to. Let's go to that. That's no better. Okay, it's fine. There we go. There's something really good here, guys. Like this is a cool Chain Heal idea. I really hope that it has legs, because um it's fun to play High Tide. We used to play High Tide all the time, and everybody's kind of moved to Wellspring recently because they buffed it. But it would be fun to like throw down a Cloudburst Totem, get a High Tide proc, and maybe use something like Jonats, or I don't know, whatever. You could even use Spirit Walkers, and just get some massive Chain Heals bouncing around. Every time they crit, you get the cooldown of Spirit Link back. That's really, really cool. I like that. You can obviously combine that with any one of these legendaries. Um, probably something like Seed would be really good. Get you the cooldown of Healing Tide Totem back. Yeah. Anyway, there it is, guys. What am I most excited about? I'm really excited about the Shaman stuff. Obviously, my Enhancement Shaman stuff's really good. Really, really excited about the Paladin stuff. I think all the Paladin ones are good. I play Ret Paladin. I obviously main my Prop Paladin, so I'm going to be looking to use this. Go for a block build in Raid. That's very, very exciting. The rest of them, Demon Hunter Dancing Rune Weapon stuff is good. Demon Hunter Unholy, the Unholy DK stuff was good. The Soul Reaper thing was cool. 20% attack speed on your pet. There's some cool stuff there. The Druid Swiftman stuff, really like that. I like this. And the bear stuff. Holy cow, I'm excited for the bear stuff. I can't wait to get this on my bear. When you cast Barkskin, you go Berserk and you get Incarn and it lasts longer. I don't know. There's some stuff there. Monk is really unfortunate, really disappointing. The mage stuff was cool. All the mage ones were good. I think they all play with the mage kit very, very well. The warlock stuff was cool. You get free infernals. Maybe you get the Malefic Rapture affliction stuff looked kind of neat. The hunter stuff was fine. The survival hunter stuff I'm very excited about. This stuff was kind of boring for Beastmaster Hunter, but it's more damage. The trick shot stuff was interesting for Marksman Hunter. It's mostly AoE focused, which is kind of interesting, but more damage. The wildfire bomb stuff, holy cow, man! Survival Hunter, look out for survival hunters. They are coming for your raid, man. The warrior stuff looked really cool. We're talking big deeps on protection warrior. Very cool. Arms Warrior, I feel like, is a little disappointing, but the Fury Warrior is very exciting. Raging Blow, and you could pair that with the talents. I think there's some really exciting stuff there. Priest, was Priest cool? Priest was cool. Yeah, Priest was cool. Maybe we're shifting Holy Priest away from Salvation and onto a Holy Word build instead. That's very cool. I like that. This was okay. The Disc Priest stuff was fine. The extra dark side penance buff is probably strong. The shadow stuff also looked fine. It's just more damage, but the holy stuff looked very exciting. And then Rogue is the last one I haven't looked at. I did kind of look at it, but I think that the main gauge proc is really exciting for Outlaw. I love kind of the RNG of Outlaw. That looked really fun to get a free pistol shot. That looks like it's just going to be a ton of fun. Vendetta, the Vendetta buff looks nuts. Vendetta causes your poisons and bleeds to expire 100% more quickly. You can combine that with Insanguinate, like I was saying. Maybe get double the speed. Your dots would just go, brrr, they would just tick like insanely fast. Looks kind of cool. The Shadow Strike getting an AoE bonus looks kind of neat. There's some the rogue stuff looks interesting to me. But overall, guys, there you go. There's the sets that are coming in for 9.2. I know this video was really long, but I wanted to go through all of them in detail and tell you about some of the synergies that I was thinking of, and I think that they look very, very exciting. And I'm excited to see what we're going to do. I'm going to try out the Guardian Druid stuff. I'm going to try out all the Paladin ones for sure. And I'm going to try out the Shaman ones and the Survival Hunter one. Those are going to be my big ones for sure. And it's going to be super exciting to see how that all kind of pans out. So, yeah. Let me know what you think, guys. What are you interested in 9.2? What sets are you excited about? Those are the ones that I'm going to be going for. And yeah, stay tuned for some more videos on the build guides. I'm going to be coming out with some Paladin build guides soon. And going to move into... I'm going to do all the classes and all the different build guides. But I'm going to start talking about the set bonuses now as well. I'm going to include those in my videos because those are now really important. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.